السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وتوفنا مسلمين. رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أسري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amen. We have been studying the story of Moses and trying to understand how can we relate this story to our practical life now and here. So we studied up to, as far as I remember, 28, 36 Qasas, Surah Qasas, chapter Qasas, and or section Qasas, and verse 36. Now, let's read the Arabic original text. فلما جاءهم موسى بآياتنا بينات قالوا ما هذا إلا سحر مفترى وما سمعنا بهذا في آبائنا الأولين. What's going on here? Now, of course, we are taking pieces from here and there, or because the story of Moses is scattered everywhere, we are trying to, I try to make it in a sequence that we can follow. So now we are studying the piece from the chapter section Qasas, so that when Moses came to him with our demonstrative signs, they said, Ayatina Bayinatin. Demonstrative translated Bayina, it's clear, open, easy to understand, but at the same time demonstrating the reality of everything. So that's why it is a good translation, demonstrative signs. They said, this is nothing but magical device. Why magical device? We never heard this from our forefathers. It is a magical device. Why did they say magical? Because what Moses presented to them, they couldn't make sense of it in terms of this world. So Moses is talking about a completely different things than what they are accustomed with. And what is the proof of their claim here? Because we never heard this from our forefathers. It's a completely different phenomenon, if you like. What is the forefather? What does the forefathers represent here? We understand that accusing what Moses said to them as being of the nature of magic, they are accusing Moses as a result of failure in what? They failed in what? Can anybody support or give some clues what they understand from this where did they fail so that they say this is a magical thing? But we have to bear in mind. I will stop if somebody wants to make a comment, please. This age is described in the Quran as the most famous age about magic, or the science of magic. And they categorized Moses' demonstrative evidence sign as a kind of this magic. But at the same time, in fact, Pharaoh and his people, his chieftains, his, palace household, if you like, all the administrative the body which Pharaoh consults, so consultative body, if you like, of the high class officials in the palace, something like ministers or secretary of something, these people, they know that magic has no reality. That is just something made up and presented in such a way that it will look real. That is what magic is. So that is why they say, this is something that the magicians do, because it is the age of, if you like, science of magic. Of course, it is directly related to our age. We will come there. First, let us sort out this problem. Why they accused Moses' suggestion as something of nature of magic, something like magic. It means it has no reality. They know that themselves also. Magic has no reality. What does it mean? Why they accuse Moses as being a magic? It is just an accusation. Anybody? I see somebody is opening. I heard the voice. Okay, Mohammed Said or somebody else. Any suggestions? Mohammed Said, your mic is open. What it was then?
Sorry, it was a mistake. Yeah.
Okay, it's all right, but you can anytime, anybody. Okay. Isn't that a sign that they didn't come up with a counter argument demonstrating that what Moses said is completely wrong because of these and these and these reasons? They didn't come up with an accusation. This is very common. This is very common in every age. Now we will come to our age, but I have to complete the verse first. The second evidence or the reason they proposed was, we never heard this from our forefathers. Now, how do they assign the forefathers to be in the position of functioning as a criterion? Why? Why do you think forefathers would be right and we will follow them? And of course, our generations also, our progenies, will follow us in the same way, and there is no progress in human history. Everybody will repeat the previous generation and then follow. Are they going to bring the problem or the subject the forefathers presented to us, put on the table and analyze it in order to, at least, if you cannot find the mistake, you can upgrade it, you can improve it. No, just blindly follow the forefathers. I think you can easily see the hinting of the verse here regarding the conditions of our our age. It is, I mean, impossible to escape from our notice that the same thing is going on now. What is the prevalent, if you like, I will call it in quote unquote, religion of the 20th, 19th, 20th, especially 20th, now into the 21st centuries? Most influential quote unquote religion. Who will tell me? No. So am I a frightening man so that you are afraid of even making a mistake? Come on, go ahead. And we'll say, no, we will fight. Okay.
Naturalism, believing in nature, or atheism.
Very close, very close. Go ahead. What is everybody talking about now? For example, nowadays, people talk about this virus angels, or the representative of the angel of death, Jibrail. They say the solution will come from where?
So Osman says science, and they've also in the chat.
Yes, scientism. Science is the source of truth, because science talks about facts. That is the myth of the 20th, 21st century, maybe 19th century as well, but very universal. It became worldwide, international phenomenon. Anyways, this is the reality. Science. And the second thing is, science is the source of reality, but in our social life, what is the most influential, I do say, title of the philosophy? What is that? Which one? Everything will be valued. Human values will be oriented around humanism. Okay, what does it mean? Human beings will be in the center of defining, organizing, and making the theory of ethics, morality. So that is called now spiritualism. Not the spiritualism I mean by Sufi tradition. No. These are something else. These are very, very deep subject. It's not related to our life now. But what is related to us? Science will bring the fact. For example, science will find out the vaccine to solve our problems. But after solving our problems, how are we going to arrange our social, political life according to human values? Human values are the source of the reality. So take it seriously. Take the human values. It goes far beyond scientism in history. Beyond scientism, maybe until after the reform movements against religion, and also, this enlightenment, whatever they call it. So this age in Europe, in the Muslim world, they were stagnant. We are Muslims, we believe in God and carry on our life and get away with my daily struggle for my bread, uh, looking for my provisions to sustain my life. So there was almost not very serious attempt at all to develop a model, very generally accepted model. Now, this humanism and scientism are universal. But Asim said it at the very beginning, all boils down to materialism. What? These are ism, leave them aside. Human beings will follow their feelings, accordingly arrange their life, and the material side of it, if you like, the worldly life, depending on our physical needs, will be provided by science. There is no room for anything. Let me borrow the word here, magical, as the Pharaoh said. There is no way to go to magical, which means they say, no, there is no way to give a chance to talk about theology. Theology means really ilahiyat, means talking about something that this universe points to its real existence. Logically necessitates it. We have to understand the general, how do you say, big picture, background of what is going on in the world. So scientism, first humanism did not really straight away rejected religion. What they said, and there are certain famous philosophers advocated this idea. I know there is no need for religion. The prophets are just simple people speaking to simple, ordinary people who are not really aware of themselves. They are not conscious of their human side. So they need something religion in order to come to terms with humanism, which means, yeah, I will find the same truth as they value in social life, maybe personal life as well, attaching values to their own existence. For example, of course, we know that humanism, this currency, rightly demonstrated what is right and wrong can be understood by human beings in a general sense. For example, stealing is wrong. Now, being egoistic is wrong. Altruism is good. Helping others is good. Without consulting religion, they found all this. Exploitation is bad. Wars are bad. The colonization is bad. Exploiting the people's ignorance and taking their so-called natural resources, we understand that their physical resources, and transfer it to the more powerful countries' usage, and then they develop industrial revolution out of it. So this is wrong. So let us struggle all together to be kind to each other. Is it wrong? Not at all. Absolutely correct. But one thing was neglected. Human beings can do all these, but never solve their human problems. What are they? Yes, I'll be nice to people. I'll look after my family and make them feel comfortable in this world. Correct? For what? Because I will feel within my own conscience, within my own soul, comfortable because I am doing something right according to human nature. Is it wrong? Not at all. It is correct. When you do something according to human nature and comply with it, definitely you will be really comfortable. But one thing is missing there. We always point this aspect, missing aspect in our classes. Human beings want all these in order to satisfy their essential, the most essential needs. What are they? Meaning of their existence, purpose of their life, and eternal satisfaction. Infinite. Not temporary, until I die. No, infinite. Where shall I get it? Nothing in this world, within this world, provides it. So there is a, how do you say, unbearable, frustrating contradiction between my human needs being satisfied, but on the other hand, my most essential human beings, human senses, which is the absolute eternal satisfaction and perfect satisfaction. Who can provide it? No one. So science says how the nature of matter is, and we are all out of matter. You understand the trick now? So we have to accept it. Enjoy your life until you die, but at the same time, you may believe in God. Doesn't matter really. Your belief in God. It means the universe has a creator, correct? Maybe according to you, maybe for me, there is no need to give any reference to God, anyways, because I can explain what is going on within the universe, and I am a spiritual man following my moral, ethical values, trying not to contradict with it, as far as I can see how the universe works, and I harmonize myself with the general working of the universe. For example, look, nature preserves itself. I have to preserve human beings. Nature takes off the next generation. I have to take off next generation. When I take off the needs of the next generation, I feel really comfortable and relaxed because I don't feel responsibility anymore. Because if I really exploit everything for my own benefit only, that means I'm very selfish, and everybody knows that selfishness, even the most ardent atheist says selfishness is wrong, although some philosopher ultimately we do good things out of selfishness. That is correct as well. Some people may do it in order to satisfy themselves, may do good things, acceptable things, the things which do not contradict human nature. Now, makes you feel better. So this feeling of better means you are selfish, satisfying yourself. Yes, in practical life, that is correct. But at the same time, if you do not question the purpose of existence, the purpose of life, and real human natures, I want satisfaction. I don't want to be in a contradictory position in my existence, but at the same time, I want this satisfaction, perfect and continuous with no end, because my feelings do not recognize the end. Think about it within yourself. Do you want to lose anything that you really love? For example, do you want your mother to get old and really bed-stricken ill, sick? I don't. She is 100 years old. Okay. Is there any way, as the Quran says, is there any wizard to say, it's a bit beautiful. We will study this in chapter Qiyamah on Mondays. So I think that we didn't come there, did we? No, we are close to it. So we don't want to lose any value, and with no time limitations. Although we may say 1,000 years is enough, but at the end of the 1,000th year, I don't want to lose my happiness and go into annihilation, complete non-existence. No, this is the human feelings, most essential human feelings looks to eternal, perfect satisfaction, which is not possible within the conditions of the order of this universe. That is then obviously clear for everyone. No one can deny it. Check yourself. Be honest and check yourself. So humanism and scientism is valid only on temporary basis, and within the limitations of this order of the universe, as far as it is physical existence side of it is concerned. That's what we have to be very careful what we are talking about here. Now, those people who do not reject religion because it is the religion, they think religion is good for human beings to feel comfortable, and humanism wants people to feel comfortable now. And science also provides some means to make ease our physical life, and also, which is very human, very correct. It must be done. But how about looking at the universe in such a way that existence in such a way that this universe cannot be explainable within the conditions of itself? How? For example, can matter be the source of existence of its own self? No one can say yes. They say, start stumbling around. It happens to be like this. That's a very famous saying. We found that it is happening in this way. So we have to carry on. We have to utilize it. Yes, but real human need is not met in this way. So magic is in its essence not true. Those people who do it, not real, who do it, no. Pharaoh knows. Pharaoh's, how do you say, bureaucratic elite know it. So it is a science. So they say it is a kind of magic when they say what Moses presented to them, claiming that what Moses is presenting to them has no reality. Nowadays, science closes the door, or if you like, window, that what this universe or everything in its existence refers to. Because it is so meaningful, there is no source of existence of meaning within the matter. Matter has no meaning. Human beings and animals have, they call it instincts, but these instincts are not matter. Human feelings are not matter. What are they? They are something not of the nature of matter. So materialist view prohibits any door or window which is opening to the meaning side of existence of the universe and the existence of human beings. Closes it They say we are not going to, scientism says, we are not going to get into theology, which means gives the chance of or probability to this universe's meanings, everything, point to an author, point to a necessary existence of a source, originator, which is not within the universe. Science closed theology. Humanism closed its door to religion as the source of reality truth. But they say it is just a means in the hands of people who cannot recognize their human values, so that we intelligent people, elite people, can make sense of our own selves and act according to the requirements of ourselves. So we will be the, if you like, legislators of our social life, rules of our social life, laws of our social life. These two combine together, but at the root, they unite in materialism. It means materialism means not explaining everything in terms of matter, explaining everything in terms of my material side. It means my human values is acquired from the society, which is the result of exchange of social context of human, in general, humanity. All human beings influencing itself from one aspect to another. Again, within the universe, never get out of the universe. At this space, they unite. But interest area differs. Humanism in the needs of soul, human feelings. Scientism is in needs of human body. Where is a real explanation is needed now, presented by Moses to them. They could not say that, look, everything is a sign. Of course, in the Quran, it is described in the form of demonstrating the miracles, of the prophetic miracles. We will come to this point in the second or the following or the one after following slide. We will come to that. I don't remember which one was it. So we didn't hear our forefathers is the, if you like, motto of scientists. We didn't hear from the framework of our definition of science, which is the source of truth, reality. What is the definition of science? Is that the definition of science is do not talk anything about that which is not within the universe. So they say demonstrated. They say demonstrated, physically demonstrated. For example, the simple example we very frequently use, I say this author, this book has very meaningful sentence, and I cannot really explain the existence of the meaning in terms of the physical body of the book. I have to refer it to something else, a conscious being, which we may call it an author, a human conscious being. They say, oh, can you bring the author within the book? No, close it. Now, look at the book, read it, and get the meaning out of it, and utilize it in your practical life. Make whatever you need for your bodily life. Go ahead. And just benefit from it. While I am reading a book about medicine, now, whether you accepted this book as an author or not, what does it make difference? Now read it, learn it, apply it, and help people, and contribute to health of the people, and make their life standards higher and higher. Whether this book is an author or not, what am I going to do with it? It's not practical. What are you talking about? That is the attitude of scientism nowadays. That's why in scientific field, in scientific area, which is called academic studies, scientific journals, is taboo to talk about. No, this book has some meaning, very interesting. Where did it come from? Oh, you are going out of the boundaries of the definition of science. We cannot publish your article. Now here, Moses is going out of the definition of truth, which is forefathers' tradition, experiences. Do you see the parallel? Exactly. That's what we have to read the Quran and apply it to the living conditions of our time. Otherwise, Quran becomes irrelevant. I don't know whether Pharaoh said this. I don't know who Pharaoh is, etc., etc. Who Moses is, I have no idea. So I have seen them. There is no trace in history, anything. Only some people mention in the name of religion. That's it. That religion is just mythology, so forget about it. They are talking about myth, they are not talking about the facts. Did we understand this? It is very important. This is the main, if you like, the heart of the subject, that the quarrel between, or the argumentation between Moses and Pharaoh and his elite. So, can I move to the verse 37? If anybody else would like to add, ask, reject, I would love it to hear. Come on. Even you can share what you understood so that we can talk about it and analyze what is understood, whether I presented it right or wrong. I know I'm being a little bit, how do you say, very definitive languages I'm presenting to you, because it is not a story. Moses' story in the Quran is not a story. It is a very, very, if you like, well-established understanding of the truth, what we are reading here, the truth, so that we have to get education from it. Anyone? No?
Brother Ali?
Yep.
I guess just a brief comment from my end would be that, in our day and time, throughout our entire education, we're inculcated with certain ideologies, whether we realize it or not, and these ideologies are prevalent throughout society, globally. And if we bring anything that is contrary to those ideologies, like the notion of belief, they're dismissed to be without substance, right? Like magic. Magic has no substance to it. It's just make-believe. And I guess this runs from two ends, though, because both from our society, there are ideologies like the ones that we discussed of naturalism and secularism and scientism. But then also there are the forefathers from our own, I guess, religious circles and cultural circles that also dismiss what we have to say, or beliefs that we may present. And in this regard, they may be dismissed as just unnecessary intellectual thought or unnecessary philosophical thought. So there's two ends of it, I think. The forefathers here that's mentioned in the verse can, I think, be understood in various ways, I guess, both from and ideological and the cultural forefathers as well. So I guess we just have to be like, I have to be aware of the many ways in which certain mindsets are dictated as what is to be followed. But thank you, this was very helpful.
Before I leave the mic to Farah, who she wants to talk, of course I will appreciate it, but just as a comment, additional extension to what you said, the self-defined framework of the field of the human intelligence, where the human intelligence needs to work, self-defined by the like-minded people. It means they are all, as you said, either basing all sorts of ideologies on materialism or humanism or naturalism. Actually, that also boils down to materialism at the end of the thought thinking or the line. So they are self-defined. But how about religion? Isn't that self-defined? Now, of course, in practical life of the generally believing communities, it looks like it, and it is to me. It is. I am a Muslim, or we are Muslims, we are Christians, we are Buddhists, we are Hindus, or etc., etc. So, self-defined. And another thing that we have to take into consideration, humanism, and not much humanism, but scientism made progress in it is within the same limitations, made progress in its improvement of bringing evidences. On the other hand, unfortunately, the case is so dramatic. Those people who follow certain belief system, whatever the name of the belief system is, Christianity, Islam, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. Buddhism, so quite many people of the world follow Buddhist tradition. Christian tradition is the leading number in the world, the most adherents the Christian tradition has among the people. Now, numbers are not important, but at the same time,
Brother Ali, we can't hear you.
Not update themselves. They did not refresh their evidences.
Brother Ali, we lost your voice after you said numbers are not important.
Oh, okay. How about now?
Yeah, we hear you now.
No, numbers are not important. Materialistic view, let's put it in under one umbrella term. Materialistic view, which is now practically scientism, continuously renewed, updated themselves, and brought newer evidence to prove that what they are doing is wrong, but living within the same limitations. It means we are not going to take into consideration what the meaning and human feelings side of existence should not be taken into consideration, because it leads us, drags us into mythology, they named it, and made it something really extremely bad and horrible looking things, has no reality at all. But meaning side of the universe has reality. The not bodily side, but feelings side of the human being, feelings side of the human beings have reality. You can, but they are all put all together into the pot of mythology. So we are not going to deal with the mythology anymore. We are fed up with it because it didn't take us anywhere. As if looking at the meaning of the universe will prevent you from studying the universe and how it physically works. No, the more you study the universe, the more evidence you bring pointing to the meaning side of the side of existence. They said no. They ignored it, covered it up, never mentioned that. Why? Because of the attitude of the people who claim to believe in some sort of meaning side of the universe. They didn't study the universe and find out the new evidence, new signs pointing to the qualities of its creator, source of existence. They didn't do that. When we didn't do that, it means they means me, we. We didn't do that because we didn't do it bearing in mind that my aim, but we shouldn't forget that, my aim is not to study and make, I don't know, for example, cars or transportation means, or communication means, telecommunication means, for example, and also use the internet in many other ways that we don't know which kind of qualities there are hidden in the universe. Because if you talk about the internet 100 years ago, everybody will laugh at you. They will maybe say that this jinn or something out of ignorance. We don't know which kind of means it will come out because we don't study it, and we don't study it for the sake of the meaning. And what do they refer to? And for example, if you study a book deeper and deeper, what you understand, you become aware of the evidence ingrained in the book, in the meaning side of the book, pointing to the knowledge of the author of the book deeper and deeper and surer and surer and surer. The believing people did not undertake this position, renewed their, refreshed their, updated their evidence by discovering the sources of this existence within the universe and studying human side as well, finding out more and more deeper, finer elements in human feelings. So what happened? Justified the claim of the materialist worldview, materialist explanation of existence. Why? Look, we are bringing more and more evidence, and religion is stuck there. Keep saying that there is God and believe in God, worship Him, that nothing else. I mean, there is no evidence refreshed, developed. That's why I really appreciate the author of the books that we study on Saturdays. Why? The author is aware of it and teaches us how we should really develop this side of the human beings and the universe, so that we will discover more and more evidence pointing to the qualities of its creator. Of course, the Quran teaches us this, and the author is very aware of it, but it gives only the guidelines. We have to, the young generation should study it and put it into practice. We neglected it. Instead of encouraging people to find out what the meaning side of existence points to, we divide it into two. Forget about scientific studies, expel them from education system, especially Muslims, Buddhists have no such problem at all, and Christianity totally rejects the universe as to be the sign, to be used as sign to the qualities of the creator. Very few exceptions. We must admit that there is a currency now among Christians adopted and followed by a small number of people which are called creationists. I don't know whether you are aware among Christians, but although they may have some lacking points, inconsistencies in their claim, but at least they are studying, they are trying to discover more and more. And those people who blame them that they are missing some points did nothing, no studies. So it justified the materialistic worldview and became stronger and stronger. What we have to do now, we have to combine the word, as we are going to see in the example of the demonstrative signs presented by Moses. We have to talk about the miraculous side of the creation by using the physical element, stuff, hand. Do you understand? Put the stuff and throw it in front of the people and show it how it becomes alive. It means full of meaning, pointing to the power of its creator, qualities of its creator, knowledge, wisdom, mercy, whatever, justice of its creator. Hand is just some flesh and bone, and becomes an illuminating source and amazes people, enchants them and attracts their attention. Where did you get this light? That is what the function of the prophets. So the Quran is full of evidence brought forward. It brings forward, look at the universe, use your reason, think about your own feelings and how it is created, why is it created? All these questions are presented to human beings, and the attentions of the humankind is drawn to using the universe as a material, as a means to present what it points to. So I was very bad not letting Farah talk. Please go ahead, Farah. I am just muting myself.
No problem, Dr. Lee. All very interesting points. I have a slightly different question or comment or thought to work around. So you described the desire for eternity as a feeling that we, as every human being should have. And I wanted to sort of think, I know it's something we've established many times, but I wanted to question a little bit more to understand, how do I really know that my desire for eternity is really true to who I am, and and then perhaps one can make a claim about humanity. Because, for example, of all the feelings, why this particular desire I can feel so certain about. Because one example I think about, and it's always a little difficult to think about things while also listening. But for example, one knows that their loved one will die, or the house they live in, or something that they're attached to and have emotions to it will perish. So once you know that okay, it's going to end, you use your intellect tells you, like, okay, there's a specific time, then you sort of accept it and you don't feel bad or sad about it. Although it can be argued that your desire for eternity does not end, but you don't feel, or at least I don't feel sad about it if I know that it's, okay, something I really love is going to go away. And that is a fact. There's no point in being sad. So in that situation, I wonder, like, how do I really know that, okay, this desire for eternity wasn't something that was actually, or this thing ending was actually good for me, to let go of this desire is good in certain cases. So yeah, I'm trying to wonder about this point of, like, how do I really know other than just saying that I feel this desire for eternity?
Okay.
How is it mine?
Good question, very practical. Thank you very much. So I wouldn't speak about yourself, but a person. Why do you think we try to improve life conditions and expand human life? Why we want, if someone is ill, what do you want? What do we want? We want him or her to be healthy. And also, one side of existence is very, very real, that it is inescapable to face with. We are aging. Why do you think the companies produce anti-aging vitamins, or not medicine really, but something, this alternative medicine, if you like. It means plants or whatever is possible without undergoing the chemical activities or chemical manufacturing. Why do we do that? Of course, we want to higher the life standard. But would you really like your mother? Everybody can ask this. I'm not being particularly pinpointing to Farah. No, anybody, me too. Would you really like your mother to get old, age? It means, would you really like her aging or not aging? Which one do you want? So when I ask to myself, I don't want to age. It means get older. But what we think, looking at the life conditions of human beings, that everything comes into existence, not by itself, it is brought into existence, and to a certain degree increases, it means develops. It means I'm becoming better. The child says, when I grow up, I will beat you up. It means I will be stronger. Yeah, okay. When you grow up and reach the age of 25, get closer to 30, you start worrying about, is there any medicine or something to stop my hair drop or fall? Why do you want? You don't want to lose anything you do. It is very human. And also, when you think about the supportive point to preserve your existence, what this education, secular education, injected into our minds is this: there is no way for this seeking for improvement, getting more and more and more perfect. No way in this world. No way. So forget about thinking what will happen to me after I die. When you die, everything will come to an end and you won't feel anything. Don't worry about it. Just take your immediate moment and make it a source of pleasure for you. This indoctrination prevails through all fields of disciplines of science, saying that this is our reality. Don't look into that point. Don't analyze why do I have these feelings. So our minds are, I'm not accusing my friend Farah that she has a closed mind. Everybody is influenced with the wind of this trend of thought. Forget about it. Now, you are aging, but you are looking for all sorts of sources that you can become younger, remain as you are young. Why do you think people pretend to be young, although wear, walk, behave, speak as if they are not old after the age of 45, 50, middle age? I mean, how do you say it? I think it's called middle age. I don't know. Middle age something history, but no, 40, 50, 55, 60. And after 60, as I started saying, I am an old man. Okay. It is good, but with one thing, with one condition. I give this example. Give this example. Of course, you may be modest because our mind, you means not the speaker or our friend Farah here. No, you and me, and we. One may be, modest for himself. Yeah, if I die, doesn't matter. No, if you die, doesn't matter. Why do you keep eating then? If you die, everything finishes. Why do you want to improve? You retire, for example, in your profession, and still you are interested in the same field again and again, or keep yourself busy with something else in a despair. Why? Why do we want this to have perfection have perfection and at the same time on a permanent base, not temporary base. Permanently. I give this example, very simple. We are out of time. It's a very practical example. If your mother is young, 25 years old young, but she is 500 years old, but she's as energetic as she was at the age of 25. After 500 years, if you ask her, would you like to start aging now or what? What do you think the mother will say? Or if they ask you as the child of the mother, what would you say? Oh, afterwards she will age, lose her beauty, and the skin become crumbled, or what? No, is it possible to have another 500 years? Since you gave us, whatever it is, ask the reasoning. If it is possible, would you like it or not? No. And also, no, how do you say, difficulties in life. I don't want any difficulties in life. Do you want, today, it is better to have a certain illness, suffer from some sort of illness, or lose my arm, for example. No, I don't want. When do you want to lose your arm? When it becomes, in the physical terms, inevitable that your mother is going to die because she's old, she's in the hospital. You know, if something happens to your mother, the first thing what you do, to call ambulance and take her to the hospital. And say, please doctor. Why? Is there any way to save my mother? Why? She's going to die anyways. Even at her old age, we don't want her to die unless she's suffering from unbearable disease. Unless. Then it is better for her not to suffer from the pain. So leave this world, because we are hopeless. Otherwise, as far as human feelings are concerned, if it's a very, very famous example I will narrate it. 1 million years staying young as you are young, 20 years old, beautiful boy or girl. And after 1 million years, the time is up. They say, okay, which one would you like? Another million? Perfect life. Another million? No trouble? Or that's enough, I'm going. Who says yes? I wouldn't. Definitely, if it is possible, yes. It means feelings are speaking. Now, because when we define our existence within the limitations of this physical universe, without going out of the universe. For example, if I say the meaning which is in the book that I am reading is limited to it, there is no source of it at all. What do I have to do? Only study meaning available within the universe. But if I know that this book is written by an author who has even larger knowledge, better knowledge in different fields and other fields as well, would you like him to write another book for you so that you will get more substantial, better information about on the field that you are interested in? Which one would you like to have it? So if you confine yourself within the limitations of one volume of book, which is the universe, and everything is here according to this volume of the book, all the content of the information in it, what is in it, that's it. It means everybody lives approximately 80, at the most 100, and then die. Taken for granted understanding of existence, we make our feelings shut up and say that, you hope it, as the materialist people say, your feelings, this is just wishful feeling. I always argue this, and I'm sure even everybody here, but especially the one who asked the question, even it is wishful thinking. Where did it come from? The existence, the source of existence of this wishful thinking. Not realistic, but I have the thinking. It means it is ingrained within human side of me. So I have to take notice of it. I want perfection eternally. In order to have a point of support, my existence, if I assign the universe as to be the only point of support for my existence, what I would say, the order of the universe kills me, I have to accept it. That's it. How about my feelings? That's it, man. Submit to it. Now, but if I don't confine myself within the limitations of this universe, but rather what this universe refers to, that, for example, there is the manifestation of knowledge in everything. Everything is becoming into existence as a result of knowledgeable agent behind it. Arranges everything perfectly and makes it better and better and better order, and makes it repeatedly demonstrates that there is someone who is doing it consciously, and his knowledge is manifested here. If you give at least a little bit possibility to this idea, you will say, if there is, I'm using the weakest feeling, if you like. If there is a creator of this universe whose qualities are endlessly manifesting itself, if there is, look, possibility, okay, how would you feel about the security of your existence, not within the limitations of this universe, the sense of desire of existing? You say, universe gives me a temporary existence, but if there is such a source, it can give me permanent existence. That is called point of support for human being, for human feelings, can only be possible if human beings gives a chance, opens the curtains, looks through the window that the universe is pointing that my maker must have absolute power, absolute knowledge, absolute will. It designs everything at the same time within a perfect order, but at the same time, this order continuously is renewed by the limitless number of this, the limitless knowledge of this originator of the universe. And then you say, then I should not worry about my mother's aging or myself getting aged and ill or losing my senses of eyesight, hearing. That's what I am experiencing nowadays. So, and also power. I cannot run, for example. I cannot run. If I start running, I start really losing my breath. So I cannot do that, but I would like to, but I can't. If they say, if there is a medicine, for example, look, if you take this medicine, you will comfortably run. I swear by God, now I'll go and get it and give everything that I have under my possession now. What am I going to do with these all goods and material means that whatever I have, which doesn't let me enjoy my life? Whatever I am, why do I keep going to the hospital not to sustain my health? Why? Because we should not condition ourselves in both senses. We shouldn't condition ourselves that there is definitely nothing at all except the universe itself, and I am going to die here and finish. And also, we shouldn't say that, oh, there is God and I'm done. No, you have to speak with evidence. That's why Moses brings his demonstrative signs. We have to be very careful about the narrations of the miracles presented to human beings by the prophets, how we should understand them, how we should benefit from them. That's why we should be hopeful, because we want hope. Even the humanists' slogan is what? Never use your hope. Don't despair. Always say that I am good. Always look at the full side of the glass, etc., etc. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just remembered that the time is very late for prayer as well here in New York. Sorry. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. I don't have much time for the prayer. So if you don't mind, I will just say, okay, stop recording and broadcasting, live streaming, and we will say, okay, inshallah, I will see you next Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday again. And we will continue this subject starting from verse 37. These are very interesting points, inshallah.